Hello, this is Dullip. I forgot to post the silhouette on the community and just went ahead with the work. This character excels at spear attacks. While some overpowered characters like Kaio, Iori, and Rugal exist at 95, this one still stands out. I've always liked the Art of Fighting women's team with King's free projectile. I originally liked Street Fighter, so I especially liked Ryo, who looked similar to Ryu, but that's just a personal story, so let's skip that and get straight to the point. Kyo, Iori, and Rugal can't match Ryu and Guile in performance, but if you could use a command that's super easy, wouldn't it be more fun to switch things up and try League of Legends instead of always playing Kyo, Iori, Rugal, and Guile? In 95, if there was a jump, Far A's hitbox would have been the top anti-air, but the super jump changed that. Now, there are no real anti-airs, and top tier characters have incredible jump normal hitboxes. As an anti-air, it's useless, so you can just ignore it. Since there's no hurtbox at all on the arm side, you might think it could be used for zoning, but Ryu's legs are short, so he loses in long-range reach battles too. You can use crouching attacks with guard cancel to apply pressure, but it's not very effective since most normals are too slow to follow up. And as a zoning tool, it's not reliable because if the opponent is crouching, it won't hit. Even if the graphics show it reaching all the way, it doesn't actually connect and just whiffs. In terms of performance, it's not that bad, and you can use it, but if you ask whether you should use it, the answer is no. This is close A. Fortunately, close A can hit opponents even if they're crouching. Additionally, unlike Far A, it can also connect to cancel combos. It seems like it's there for a reason, but the reason you don't use it is because there are much better basic moves to use up close. It would have been nice to have this kind of hitbox in other versions, but this is Far B in 95. It's actually pretty fast to activate, and the hitbox is impressive. But anyway, it's just a move that doesn't work against our overpowered friends. This is Ryo's greatest of all time, tier normal move close B. It's the fastest startup among Ryo's normals, has a low hitbox, and you can even rapid fire it. You can also link it to crouching B, or if not, you can immediately cancel into another move. If the opponent gets pushed away by close B, you can connect with crouching B. You can get in a few more hits. If our troublesome friends try to bait with footsies, Ryo can respond with Far C. The startup isn't that slow, so it's good to use against opponents who like to stick out their normals. Since it's a strong normal, even if you get hit by a counter, it's not a big loss. It's not bad, but it's similar to close A in that you don't really have to use it. Use crouching C instead of close C. Crouching C has a faster startup and is much more advantageous than close C. Of course, you can cancel it, but close B is much easier to confirm on hit. Instead of trying to follow up with another move after a single C, it's easier to check if it landed with B. Still, it's fine when using it with Yanmagun cancel, but I'll explain that later. It basically removes the recovery frames of close C. Can it be used as anti-air? It looks like it could be used as an anti-air, but it's actually not. Far D isn't suitable for that at all. Far C is actually better for breaking the opponent's long-range normals in most situations, so there's not much use for Far D as an anti-air. However, you can use it at the end of Yanmagun. Typically, Sungyang, a jump or a long-range move knocks the opponent away, but if they're pushed this far, following up with more attacks is difficult. Sometimes the opponent is pushed so far that even D can't reach, but other times D can still connect even if Sungyang can't, depending on the distance. Doesn't that mean it's not powerful? The hitbox looks impressive, but it's just a basic move with little impact. Crouching A, yes, you can do it, and 6P is possible too, but the startup is too slow to connect from close B. So instead of using crouching A, it's better to use B. The expected damage from combos using B is also low, so your chances of winning are even lower. The guard crush box also shrinks. Crouching B helps with combos and seems fast, but its startup is slower than standing B or crouching C, so it's usually better to connect it through close B instead of using it alone, right? At the range where Far B would come out, you hit with crouching B and then continue with a cancel combo. Crouching C has such good hitboxes that, without much exaggeration, you could even walk forward while using it. Still, this doesn't beat the jump normals of top tier characters, but if the opponent jumps directly above you at max range, it's different. Now you finally have a normal that works as an anti-air, right? If quick pokes are difficult, learn combos starting with crouching C. They deal high damage. This is crouching D, which can be cancelled into a special move before the 10th frame. The startup frames themselves are quite good, but the hitbox and reach are a bit lacking. If you look only at the tip range of the opponent's move and crouching D, you can't win, but if you're at a distance where the attack hitbox connects, it's a different story. If it's blocked, you're dead. You might wonder, can't you just cancel it? But if the opponent catches on even a little, things get flipped. If the opponent tries to punish or even dodges, the game just falls apart. This is a surprisingly effective setup move. Its jumping A has longer active frames than expected, making it easy for beginners to control space. Its hitbox is excellent, so it can beat most basic anti-air moves. No need to worry about low hits since it covers cleanly downward. Recovery is good too, so you can easily follow up with a close B. Same animation as Jump A, but Vertical Jump A has a better hitbox. Still, this is King of Fighters 95. It's a playground for the top tiers. Even if you use it defensively because it has a good hitbox, it can't beat the hitboxes of the top tier characters. So it's a Jump B that's too good to throw away, but pretty much useless to actually use. It comes out fast and covers low, so you can attempt a quick overhead. However, as a rush option, it loses to basic anti-airs and puts you at a disadvantage. For rushing, you can just use C or D instead. The hitbox itself isn't exactly great, but Jump C still has some usable setups. I'll show you more about it later in the compatibility section. Jump D is so good that you could almost ignore the other jump normals. It's better than the other jump basics. It has an overwhelming hitbox and great reach. Even if you press it roughly, it's big enough to cause cross-ups, and the hitbox is so generous that even if you miss the timing for the heavy attack button, you can still hit with it. Unless the opponent uses an anti-air with a sweep, you won't get punished just by yourself. The stun is generous, so it's also great as a combo starter. If the conditions are right, you can even land a death combo with this, so it's good to learn if you can. Is this Ryo's fundamental signature move? Projectile speed varies by strength. Due to a bug, 2 projectiles can appear on screen at once with this move. After using this weak signature move, if your opponent dodges with AB, just use the side signature move. If you use the signature move after jumping, you can launch an aerial projectile. If you do this right, Ryo becomes a beast. If not, he's just a punching bag. Normally, of course, you can block it standing, but if it goes toward the feet, does it become a projectile with a low hitbox? Jumping creates tension, and a low-altitude hurricane kick is wild in the corner. You can play mind games, and if used correctly, you'll recover before your opponent. So even though your opponent just blocked once, they have to guess what's coming next. It could be a low, it could be a mid, or you might even throw out a tricky side kick. You can use AB as a counter, but if your reactions are good enough, you can neutralize it with a basic throw. Also, you can activate Hurricane Kick from Jump C and CD with an air cancel. Use this as bait to disrupt your opponent's anti-air. Of course, if they don't fall for it, you'll get punished, so don't use it too often. This is Yo's anti-air move, Hopper, whether it's A or C. For a very short time when it's activated, the figure's hitbox disappears, but honestly, the hitbox isn't that great. If you don't use it by dragging, after activation, it can't even beat the basic moves of the meta characters. You really have to use it by dragging. It's good if you use it well, but it's a risky move to use often. If you use it lightly, it's luck on the first hit. If you use it hard, it's luck after the second hit. If you use it openly, as you can see, it even loses to normal basic moves. Like that signal system, this move also has some buggy techniques. If you use it with D and the A compatibility ticket, you only get the first hit, not the second. What I showed you used B and this is D, but getting hit by the first hit isn't random, right? But honestly, it's a technique that's completely useless in the real world. When it hits, the opponent recovers from stun first, so it's like you're just asking them to come hit you. For most characters, if they get hit by this combo, you can guarantee a stun. If you get a stun like this, of course, Ryoho is guaranteed to win that round. This technique can be done infinitely with Kuma. In Korea, this is called Jamyol Call or Amriskan. Honestly, this move is useless and shouldn't be used, so avoid activating it by holding the command. It's not effective in combos and quickly fills the opponent's meter. Up close, if it hits, it can combo during a strong attack battle. But usually, this is a crazy move that just wastes your big damage chance like this. Even if you try to get one more combo, the opponent almost fills up their meter. This is a move you could use all day while playing the game, and it still wouldn't be enough. Yeonmu Goal. It can connect from basic moves and enables the final extra hit. If you combine it with the earlier stun combo, you get the legal nickname combo. Our sturdy Gordo can be left with only a sliver of health from this combo. Second, what's really great about this is, even if the opponent walks backward, their guard doesn't come up. If the opponent uses a normal move, you can remove recovery frames with this, making them instantly return to neutral. When recovery frames vanish, Ryo maintains the advantage. Then the opponent has to deal with another force mix-up. If the overhead special move lands, the opponent's head will explode. If you plant the overhead in their mind, it becomes easier to hit them with low attacks. If walking up to poke is tough or likely to be blocked, crouch and pressure immediately. King Fireball could be used without spending meter. Honestly, its performance is trash, and only the big size nostalgia is left. From the startup motion, it's just too easy to dodge. The projectile's hitbox is small compared to its appearance. Even when the graphics overlap, it often misses. If you think about the fireball from the days of Youngho's fist, it's gotten a lot weaker. Since AB's evasion is so good there, shooting this from a distance is meaningless. You can't even use it in a combo, and you can only use it as a finisher when the opponent is stunned. If it hits, Yongho Namo deals heavy damage, but you usually can't combo into it, so you have to use it raw. It's mainly used as a finisher or for follow-ups. The baseball throw input makes it rise low at the end. Yongho Namu activates even if you input the command during a jump, without any special technique. Compared to using it on the ground, using it while jumping actually has a higher hit rate because you can catch opponents who are running away or jumping. This bug isn't helpful, but you can keep using Yongho Namu. When you activate it, the max gauge doesn't vanish immediately. If an opponent approaches and you keep entering the command, you can use it repeatedly. If you use it while standing with low health and land a hit, you can deal near cliff level damage. Boss, if we combine with Rugal, I'll wrap up this 95 Ryo analysis. It seems like Rugal's friend has become a fool and is weaker than expected when it comes to jump attack cancel compatibility.
Rugal's friend has become a fool at jump attack canceling.
It seems weaker than I thought.
You're the pride of Joseian. Stand up, come on, stand up.
Father, will you get up?
Ha! Rugal doesn't get stunned.
Rugal is... That's all from Tori for now. Please subscribe and like, and be sure to leave your comments. Rugal is stunned, so let's meet again next time.